1998 Keanu Reeves. Great to see you.
Whoa, I can see you too.
You can also see this script.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Whoa.
Pretty good lines, right? So you like the script?
No, I'm out.
Of what?
Of the movie. Goodbye.
Okay, I'll just make a phone call. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
Hello?
Stallone, can you do the film?
Look, it's like I told you a decade and a half ago. I will. Boop.
Okay, Kurt Russell, you've been patiently waiting in the corner. You want the script? Okay, you're reading it. Are you gonna act any of it out? Oh, this is great. This is the best acting I've seen in a long time. Jesus, easy with that menacing stare, Kurt. You could hurt someone with that. And what look is that? Inquisitiveness? Stupidity? Oh, we have to write this into the movie. Okay, Kurt, you've acted enough. You did it. You're the star of Soldier.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This, the only podcast to stare menacingly into the microphones, which leaves our listeners asking the question, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-host, Jay Delta. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a nice menacing stare ready for this podcast that our listeners can't see because it's an audio medium.
Yeah, you should have thought that through.
Yeah, whoops.
I really did appreciate the smoldering look, though.
Yeah.
And that was the voice of Huge. How you doing, dude?
You know what? I'm living the dream.
Living the dream,
I hear that's a popular phrase.
Yeah, another day, another dollar, right?
The dream of a sociopath. All right, so we watched Soldier. We did not watch the 1998 Soldier starring Rocky Gulzar and Bobby Dewell, the Bollywood film.
Oh, I kind of wish I did.
No. We watched the 1998 Soldier starring Kurt Russell, which was written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, wherein a soldier is dumped on a waste disposal planet and lives among a community of crash survivors on the planet and takes it upon himself to defend his home when genetic engineered soldiers are ordered to eliminate the crash survivors.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah, that's the whole movie.
That is the whole movie. That's it. The
You
end.
can go home now. Yeah, you just heard everything that happened.
Support the arts, folks.
Oh my gosh.
I will say real quick, I did watch the trailer for this. They have the
Yes!
trailer of it on YouTube.
Oh my god, the trailer's amazing.
It's amazing because it has so many scenes that aren't in the movie.
Yes.
Makes it look like so much more of an action film, while also telling me exactly what happens in order, showing me the key scenes.
Oh yeah.
Like, up to and including the ending.
They knew you didn't want to watch this movie. they wanted to save you time.
So it's like that episode of The Simpsons where he goes into the Blockbuster and he's like, why would I want to rent this film? I just saw all the best parts.
Yeah,
Like, there's no reason to fucking see this thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the only part missing from the trailer is the scene where the guy gets exploded and loses his leg. Because that scene was fucking great.
There's some good scenes. There's some memorable scenes in this movie. I stand corrected.
Yeah, I don't know how far into good you could classify any parts of these film. This film.
There's some scenes that made me giggle a little bit.
I don't think that was the intention.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Never. No.
Not from film wonderkin Paul W.S. Anderson.
Well, I mean, like, from such memorable works of art as the Resident Evil films.
All of them. All of them.
19, 20, how many are we up to?
You know, he's married to, what's-her-face, Mila Jovovich.
Jovovich.
Really?
That's because you're like, why is she signing on for these things?
Oh.
Like,
that's why.
Why is this character, Allison, who's not from the video games at all, the main characters in 7 of these films? It's like, oh, he's married to, all right. Wow.
This is just disrespectful to everyone involved, but that makes me remember that Stallone decided that in Rocky, Adrian had to work in a pet store because Stallone had a dog that he wanted to be in the film. Yes, I did just technically compare Mila Jovovich to a dog, but that's not really the point. The point is that this film was released October 23rd, 1998, and sprinkled its hellscape throughout the land until Spain finally got it September 29th in the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
Oh, man, that's
an old bit. But probably relevant for this film at the time, yeah. So hopefully something explains why I got lost in translation. A lot of foreign places actually called it soldier, probably because, they have a word for soldier.
Yeah, right. Everybody has a word for soldier.
Yeah.
Right, presumably.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, a lot like Bulgaria and Estonia and Iran and a couple places like that, they called it soldier. Hungary and French Canada called it the soldier. Mm-hmm. Portugal called it relentless soldier.
He's not very relentless.
He kind of gives up quite a few times.
When they're like, you gotta leave, and he's like... and they're like, okay, is that an okay? All right, well, you're gathering, you're still here. Just take this stuff and go over there. All right, well, this is... Now it's getting weird, so... you
walk
should
away.
definitely go.
Okay, so Brazil and Greece called it the soldier of the future. Oh. Along with Poland.
Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Poland called it the same thing, but dropped the first just soldier of the future. Austria and Germany, they called it Star Force Soldier.
Fuck yeah, they did.
Right? Yeah, they did, yeah.
We're a year away from episode 1 coming out. That Star Wars hype is building, right? We gotta get as close as we can without infringement.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Episode 1 came out in 99?
Yeah.
Man, I'm so old.
Yep.
It's smart though, smart marketing. You know those movies you see, well, like Blockbuster, you're trying to go rent Alien vs. Predator. What's next to it? Alien vs. Hunter?
Yeah.
Or Transmorphers.
So then grandma buys you the wrong one.
Absolutely.
And you can't yell at her because you feel bad because you'll be dead in a year.
No,
so.
you can yell at her. Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. To all of that, yeah. Finally, Poland called the Galactic Warrior. I don't know why. Poland already had a title, Golden Soldier of the Future. Then it also called the Galactic Warrior. I don't know why it did that.
Well, let's just try releasing it twice. Maybe they'll see one of the versions.
Maybe now it'll make money. So hopefully that explains why it made what it made. Huge. You want to do the cash money thing?
Cash money. All right, so the budget, I'm guessing these three are what it made?
Yeah.
Because its budget was $60 million.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It made, in the United States, it made $14.5 million. Non-USA, that's about $2.5 million.
Yeah.
And worldwide, altogether, just about $17 million.
Just under.
On a $60 million budget.
$60 million budget, $20 million of that $60 million went to Kurt Russell.
Worth every penny
Oh my
for
God.
my hero, Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I love Kurt
They
Russell.
didn't even make back his paycheck.
What is that? Like, that has to be the most, like, dollars per word ever paid.
Dude.
Right?
Wait, no.
No.
Eddie Murphy in that movie where he couldn't talk.
Oh,
From
like 1,000 words.
1,000
right?
words.
Yeah, he can only say 1,000
And Eddie
words.
Murphy's
and
like
then
a
he dies or
20
something.
million guy, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I never even heard of that movie.
No?
No.
Oh, it's where every time he says a word, a leaf falls off a tree. And what's going to happen when all the leaves fall off? I don't know. Why did this Buddhist monk put a curse on me?
Global warming.
That's not what Buddhist monks do.
Yeah,
I don't think
know.
they...
That doesn't make any sense. Again, you didn't hear of it.
Was it a
There's a good
sequel to
reason.
that other movie?
Oh, Pluto Nash?
No. No, Pluto Nash was a sequel to Soldier. I think...
I thought Pluto Nash was a sequel to Osmosis Jones.
Oh.
Wait, what's the... Wham! Holy shit, Eddie Murphy.
So was the Thousand Leaf Tree word movie, was that a sequel to Golden Child? And the Golden Child put...
No, that's the Clumps. That's the Clumps.
Oh.
It's a sequel to Golden Child.
Yeah.
Clumps.
Give me the knife. What, didn't he do, like, the Haunted Mansion? Haunted Ride? Did he do some Disney ride
Yeah,
thing,
Haunted
too?
Mansion, yeah. Or
Haunted
the Haunted
Mansion?
Mansion, yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Dude, what happened here?
Man.
What was the last, like, good thing he did?
Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Yeah. What, you mean you didn't like 3, where like the whole gimmick was now Billy's the ultimate badass, and I don't know, they got to go to a different city because it's not Beverly Hills anymore?
I don't remember 3 at all.
I didn't know there was a 3. I remember 2. I remember
3's in the amusement park.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the one where at the end they stumble on like the giant gun warehouse?
that's 48 hours.
No, there's
I think it is.
no, because if it is, it's a weird crossover because Billy and Taggart are both in it.
It's probably 2. No, well, yeah, it's 2.
There's the one where they have the murderer and they're like, we can't figure out
Yeah,
these
the
crimes.
alphabet
killer.
The alphabet.
Yeah.
That's 2.
And they kill the chief from the old one. Well, they don't kill
Yeah.
him, they shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2.
That's 2.
And
Spoilers!
At the end, Billy's like, this is what it's all about! Like, he just freaks out on the new police chief or whatever.
And doesn't he he goes gun crazy?
Yeah,
where
with
he
the
has
2
like,
shotguns.
yeah.
Dude, that's the worst version
Yeah.
of that I've ever heard.
I'm a scat man.
Yeah, you are. All right.
All right.
So let's just jump from all this terrible acting into some more terrible acting with the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
Ah! The Troy McClure Hour. Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such gritty action spin-offs as or its sequel. Ah! Today we're here to discuss complicated acting techniques. Oh, thank you. So Kurt Russell plays Todd 3465. You'll recognize him as...
I don't know if the number was his name. I don't.
No, it was.
I
But
like-
even
I
if
think
you
that
take out
It was tattooed on his face.
tattooed on his face.
Okay, that's just his serial number. That's his.
At worst, that means he plays Todd.
Yeah. Oh, so fucking he's Mr. 3465. That makes.
It's the sequel to Mr. 3000, the Bernie Mac movie.
All these fake movies are what we would prefer to watch, ladies and gentlemen.
So Kurt Russell, again, he plays Mr. Nobody in the 2015 Furious 7, and its sequel,
I think
Fate of the Seven.
I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure he plays the president.
Mr. Nobody is the president?
I think that's his.
Is it the
gimmick.
president
False.
of drag racing?
Oh.
He's like the spy president. He's there, and he works for some government entity that I'm sure is like 3 random letters, as initials.
Yeah.
You know, I work for CDF.
I work
and-
for JBL.
He literally, all he does is talk about whiskey, I believe, and then he just pulls over random Kurt Russell I could shoot this gun behind my back and it ricochets off 3 things and kills 8 people. And it's nowhere near the most ridiculous things that's happened in those movies.
Hey there, how you doing? I'm Kurt Russell, president of spies. What the fuck? That's his.
Yeah. You gotta get typecasted as something. So you'll also recognize him as Snake Plissken in the
Fuck
1981 Escape from New York, and its
Yeah.
1996 sequel.
He kills that guy. Ox Baker. We saw him at an USA Pro Wrestling show
Yeah.
once.
He was
may
also,
or may not have hit on your mother. I'm not really sure what that was.
Ox Baker's the fucking man. He was in Back to the Future. He played the homeless guy in the first 2.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, not Ox Baker. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Buck Flower. I apologize. Same scene. Same scene. Buck Flower's the guy who has
So confused
who
right
who
now.
has the thing on his arm, so Kurt Russell thinks he's the president, but he's just some drunk homeless guy.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
also a drunk homeless guy in the first 2 Back to the Future movies.
Yeah.
So that's-
Crazy drunk pedestrians.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carry on.
And most recently, Ego in the 2017 The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Plays a planet.
Yeah.
A planet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So Jason Scott Lee plays Kane 907. You'll recognize him as Bruce Lee in the 1993 Dragon, The Bruce Lee Story.
Controversial.
The voice of David Kowina in the 2002 Lilo and Stitch and its sequel. And most recently, Diego in the 2017 Alaska is a Drag.
I thought you were
Okay.
gonna say Dora the Explorer.
Oh.
The best part about this is I saw Jason Scott Lee. I was like, oh shit, that's the dude from Power Rangers.
No.
He's the Red Ranger.
That's Jason Lee Scott.
Yeah, look.
Is that racism? I don't know. They're not the same race.
No.
Why wouldn't it be? Finally, Jason Isaac plays Colonel Meckham. You recognize him as Lucius Malfoy in the 2002 Harry Potter franchise.
Okay.
No, you don't recognize him?
No, I mean, I've vaguely
He's got
seen
long
those
blonde
movies.
hair.
Hell
so.
yeah.
Dr. Roland Quincy in the 1998 Armageddon. And most recently, Captain Gabriel Lorca in the ongoing series Star Trek Discovery.
Still haven't seen it. Heard the first two were great.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah.
And then they were like, major cliffhanger. You want to watch the second half? Subscribe to our bullshit streaming, which also has commercials. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just pirate this when it's available. See you later, Star Trek Discovery. And then I watched Seth MacFarlane's version.
Oh, the Orville.
The Orville, which I was like, oh, okay, it's a comedic take on Star Trek. And it's not.
No.
It's just Star Trek with a couple, like, really bad gags in it. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally all, like, the like, moral quandaries that they run into in Star Trek. It's that. There's no comedic element to it.
Oh.
It's just like...
It's not like, oh, so we met this new race of aliens, and the problem is that every third child they eat, and we don't know how to figure that out. Like, hey, remember that time Abraham Lincoln ate a kid?
Flashback.
Or no, it's Star Trek. So, remember that time Space Abraham Lincoln ate that space kid?
No, it's Star Trek, so it'd be, you remember that time Abraham Lincoln from the holodeck ate that kid?
The real kid, though.
Yeah, the real kid.
Because the holodeck came to life.
Again.
Q remembers.
Yeah, I gave that show, I was like, I watched the pilot, and I was like, well, sometimes the pilots ain't great. And I was like, well, I'll watch the second episode. I was like, well, sometimes it takes a while for a show to find its legs. I was like, I'll watch the third and fourth episode. I was like, all right, well, I know this isn't for me.
Not the show, yeah.
Orville canceled. All right.
Like, their version of comedy is it's Star Trek, but occasionally the captain goes, you know, you're a real dick. But yeah, there's
no laugh track.
Well, there's no laugh tracks. It's just the empty, cold void of space.
And my heart.
Yeah.
All right. So you can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. You guys want to start the film?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
We start off in 1996, year zero. And I'm
shit.
already laughing. Because you know how the words 1996, year zero, and it goes...
Yeah.
The first time I watched this film, I went, I can't hear a fucking thing. Everybody whispers. I can't hear a goddamn thing. So I put on headphones this time, and the way it typed out, from left ear to right ear, the sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, whoa!
Give this movie an Oscar.
Yeah.
Sound design.
So armed men mark cribs in an infirmary, and scared nurses take them away.
So, right away, I'm like, okay, whose babies are these?
Yeah.
And what do they tell the mothers?
Dude, like,
Like, we lost your baby, or it died, and we lost the body.
I'm pretty
You
sure
pick.
they kidnapped a hospital. Like, the whole hospital,
Yeah.
the mothers were giving birth, they just went, this is ours now, the staff, all that, you live here.
What was the point of having the one? You know, like I know, like the 1A meant it's like 1 and 1A. Like these kids were crying, they're obsolete, so let's kill them all. But what was the point of having the tag in there when there's like they hear the kid crying, just wheel the kid out and kill the kid? What was the point of putting the just so you know this baby is screaming? Here's this card that tells you this baby is screaming.
Probably just bureaucracy paperwork.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all about the bureaucracy.
It's like, well, what if we have someone who's deaf who has to figure out which baby's crying? Well, we got to mark. Make sure you mark which baby's crying.
You can't point, that means something in sign language. It'll just be confusing.
So in a world where baby cries, it's obsolete, let's kill it. But no, we have people who are deaf working here. who are evaluating the future soldiers.
Yeah.
I love that.
We'll use the deaf guy to pick out which baby's crying.
Look, this is something like 40 years in the past. The system is still figuring itself out back then, okay? So we go on to Atom Project, Year 5. Children are indoctrinated over a loudspeaker as they watch 3 Dobermen attack a puppet of a wild boar. Todd watches on. We jump to Year 8, and children put together puzzle pieces. Todd does well, and a man marks excellent under dexterity, which means his hands work.
All right.
Okay, he's got hands.
Well,
I've played
RPGs.
RPGs. I know what this means.
Well, all right. Well, that's dexterity. What's he get under all the other? And what else do they measure?
Oh, we'll talk about that in a few scenes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So Year 12, children are running along a dirt road as soldiers watch from binoculars. A child lags behind. He's shot. Todd doesn't even blink.
Okay, but like, my question is this the first time they ran?
Because you gotta work up to that.
Right, yeah, you work up to running 50 miles. Like, you don't get to the point where it's like, all right, guys, we learned to walk last week. We learned to ride the bike. 3 days later.
50-mile run.
50-mile run, go.
I mean, at 12. I presume they know how to run already.
Was there a reason that the evaluators were like 8,000 miles away with binoculars from these kids?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Military protocol, I'm sure.
Bureaucracy paperwork.
Bureaucracy paperwork.
So we go to Year 16, and a few men practice shooting. Riley, who's just a person next to him with a nameplate, so we know his name, hesitates to shoot a bad guy behind a woman and child. Todd shoots right through them both, and then shoots the bad guy.
Excellent in dexterity.
Yeah, still the dexterity. 2013, Year 17, end of training. Todd gets a face tattoo.
What?
Hell yeah.
That's your mark of manhood.
Yeah.
And this
That's his bar
end of
mitzvah.
training, it does like this sweep around his face, and then when it
Yeah.
goes around the back, it comes around the front again, and he's aged like 20-something years.
Yeah. Which, I will say, I was kind of impressed by the, transformation.
Yeah?
Yeah, because recently they did, in the latest Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it starts with a flashback of, 1984, or, whatever, and it's Kurt Russell, young, and I'm like, holy shit, that's young Kurt Russell. They went back in time and got him.
It looks just like fucking Kurt Russell from 1980.
Astounding. And then I watched this, and I was like, oh, that's young Kurt Russell, too, turning into old Kurt. I was like, man, fucking Kurt Russell's been having the technology to look young forever. Fuck that. I'm not impressed by Guardians anymore.
What's funny to me about this is 2 years earlier, Escape from L.A. came out, and I understand the character of Snake Plissken has, the long, bushy hair, and he's got the beard, but he fucking looked like he was half dead in that movie.
Yeah.
2 years later, obviously he's fucking jacked out of his face.
Yeah.
But his fucking, his face, he looks like he's so much younger.
Yeah.
I guess those muscles do wonders.
Dude,
$20 million will help you clean
No
up.
joke. I was like, yo, I gotta look up the fucking Kurt Russell soldier workout routine.
Yeah.
Because this motherfucker is what the fuck?
I think it was something every day for 6 months.
It was every day for 18 months. And I was like, oh, never mind.
No.
I was like,
I'm committed, but not Kurt Russell committed. It's not.
I'll get a fucking eye patch, and I'll go that route, Kurt Russell.
honestly, calling someone Kurt Russell committed, that's no joke, because he's legit been married to Goldie Hawn since...
Well, not
Since
married,
was it
but yeah.
Overboard?
Well, yeah, whatever.
Because one of the quotes on his IMDb page is, "Why haven't you married?" And he's like, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it."
yeah, all right. He's been with Goldie Hawn
If the
reliably.
pussy ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, if the pussy ain't broke, don't marry it, because that's going to break
It's
it.
gonna break it hard.
I'm not too good with these euphemisms. Something about pussy.
Watch me shoot this gun now. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh my god, Kurt Russell, I'm ready. That's the trick.
Yeah, probably.
Right? You just shoot guns in front of the women. That gets them in the
That
mood.
always gets women in the mood.
Or it scares them enough to just...
I
you
mean,
know.
well, I better sleep with him so he calms down and I can sneak away.
Works every time.
Yeah. 90% of the time.
Yeah.
It works 80% of the time.
Twice.
Yeah. So, year 38, the War of Six Cities.
Oh, yeah.
Todd shoots everyone.
Look, the War of Six Cities sounds cool, but
Hell
what's
yeah.
6 cities?
I don't know.
What 6 cities are close enough that there's a war between them or centered around them, but no?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. Definitely somewhere in Europe.
Okay, yeah, it's always
Definitely,
Europe.
Yeah. Next, we go to the Moscow incident. Todd shoots everyone.
But this time it's cold and snowing.
Yes, yes. Also, there's a woman who's being used as a shield, and she may or may not scream Todd's name, and then Todd shoots through her, and then through the bad guy, just like in training, so, you know.
And he feels nothing.
Yes. 2036, year 40, Battle of the Argentine Moons. What? How did the country of Argentine go to space? Like, what?
No, you're thinking of Argentina.
Oh. Well,
But they also went to space.
Yeah, obviously.
But it played out like a fake trailer. Like I thought I was like about to watch Death Proof.
Yeah.
And these are like the fake trailers Tarantino is coming up with. It's just a dual-wielding space suit with like the old-fashioned 50s space helmet on. Kurt Russell going and just mowing
Two
down.
Uzis, yeah.
I love the fact that as we go through these battles, these fucking ultra elite, the best soldiers, presumably in the world or the solar system or whatever, their phenomenal tactic is walk in a straight line and fire. Bang, 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 bang. And when you get to space, fire, but this time into the air like fucking Yosemite Sam. Bang, bang, bang. We're gonna get you, varmint. Bang, bang, bang.
Raggin' fraggin' space varmint.
This movie was yet another example of 1990s and their... We are going to make sure everyone knows, despite the fact that there is no oxygen in space, there will be fire and explosions everywhere in space.
Yeah.
Constantly. Flamethrower in space. Okay, so next we get to the data screen.
Oh.
This lasts 4 seconds, but it has all the information in the film. All of it. Every second of it. First off, it lists all the wars he's been in, like the War of Six Cities, the Saudi campaign, the Battle of the Argentine Moons, the Battle of Tannhauser Gate, the Montana Insurrection, the Bolivian coup of 2015, the Battle of Shanghai 2012, even though we just saw that he graduated in 2013.
Look, man, sometimes you need a trial by fire before you graduate.
Well, yeah, but if you look at the numbers, he killed something like 96 people in that 2012 war.
Hey, some of those were unconfirmed kills.
Yes. Half of every kill he had was unconfirmed. So yeah, it just lists wars and things he's capable of doing. And then, I don't know if you noticed in the upper left corner, that's like his character sheet. That has everything. It says all of his unit statistics, his ID number, his height, his weight, his gender type. I don't know what R type is, but it's
a shooter, like for Super Nintendo. It was fantastic. You should play it.
Well, that makes sense because his R type is 4Com. So he's the force computer player, yeah.
Also on that list, I'm pretty sure they gave him a dexterity of 9. So very good. High score. Very high.
No, they did not. They gave him a dexterity of over 9,000. Also, yes, there really was a dexterity. Did you guys not notice?
No, I was just giving it shit.
No.
I was just giving it the business.
I'm 100% serious. I also want to point out that they gave him a whatever B age is.
Beige.
No, with B-age.
Oh, okay.
And it is listed as 24 MSY, which I presume means miles per hour. Because I couldn't figure it out any other way. So, but next to that has all his RPG stats. Literally, it gives STR, DEX, CON, INTL, WIS, CHR. And because I noticed that, I go, oh, this is no good. Guys, this is terrible. His dexterity and his strength, over 9,000. His intelligence, under 2,000.
Oh, man.
The lead actor of this film, his CHR, his charisma, 250 points.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's just like in the Fallout games when you would set the intelligence really low and they just go,
We need water.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right, wow.
Oh my god, yeah. Total of 30,538 character points. This guy's a fucking
I
maniac.
maxed out Kurt Russell's skill tree, but unfortunately, I still only have +2 normal boots.
I mean, it also lists that he's capable of using a smart gun and a laser bolo and a tactical nuke. And then it also
In that order.
Yeah, and then it also lists, you can only see this if you pause it right at the very start and right at the very end, because it scrolls through, and like as it scrolls through, it loops back around. He's also capable of using a BFG,
Okay.
a Doom big, the like P28X M9 modulator, the gun that Marvin the Martian threatens to blow up Earth with. Kurt Russell can use that.
Well, look, you got to be trained for any situation.
Yeah.
All right, men. Today we're gonna work on what if Looney Tunes comes to life, and you have to fight Marvin the Martian, take his gun away from him, and use it to destroy Mars.
All right, soldiers, welcome to basic training. Today we're going to have to teach you what happens if your enemy starts dressing in drag and hits on you.
Now, quick, run up these chains as fast as you can.
And now, the bunny on top, in a wig and makeup, do not fall for his tricks.
Yeah.
We lost many good men this way.
I mean, it's pretty good, but don't do it. All right, so we are now at present status, which is between wars.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you up to? I haven't seen you in so long. I'm between wars right now.
Yeah,
you know how it is.
Because I know another one's going to come.
The war economy is really tanking right now.
I mean...
Be the war economy?
Look, to be fair, we've been
What'd I
at
say?
war...
We said the war economy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the war economy.
Yeah.
Portman do that shit.
I mean, not to get too real, we have been at constant war for 16 years now.
Yeah, longest ever.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I just live in constant fear. Huh?
Yeah, that's
Any
it.
updates in the news about that war in the past, 8 years, other than we might be adding or subtracting troops? No, there's no point.
Yeah, any news on the war? Yeah, it's still a war.
It's still a thing.
Oh, all right, well...
Any news on the war? Yeah, we need you to make more babies. Hurry that shit up.
Quit jerking off, start having sex.
I mean, you could jerk off into her. Whatever,
Yeah,
just
well-
something. So yeah, soldiers sit in a line while as Gary Busey, whose character's name is Church, but I only know that because I can read it on his shirt.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone ever says his
No,
name.
nobody ever says, oh, Captain Church, right? No.
No. He watches from command tower. Colonel Meckham wants to show off his new genetically engineered soldiers. This is the first and only time anybody says his name. So if you didn't hear it, you're going to call him Meekum like I did the whole time, and then watch it again and go, oh, it's Meckham. Oh, I'm bad at English. Huh?
I thought it was Meekum, too.
Yeah.
Same.
So Busey doesn't believe that these new soldiers are any better. Let's have a test. Fine. Shooting, workout, endurance running. Let's do it all. Did you guys notice that this fucking gym had a gyroscope in it?
Yes!
Yeah.
What was the point of that? Also, there was a guy doing tri-extensions,
Yeah.
lifting more than the guy bench pressing.
Yeah. I watched it. I was like, man, that guy's got a solid bench. And I saw the guy doing tricep extension, and I was like, oh, no. Like, that guy is the fucking...
Like, when I saw this gym, my first thought was, oh, you've only looked into a gym window, huh? You've never actually been in there.
I just don't understand why this was the measurement of their strength, was just casually doing workouts and just being positive about it. Fucking Rocky IV was 10 years before that in 85? And they have Ivan Drago with all these weird fucking machines and he punched the thing, it's yeah.
Fire.
The average man is 1600 PSI in his punch, Drago 3000 PSI.
Now
But
inject
here it's-
steroids into his butt.
Yeah. And he just looks up menacingly.
Well, we did warn about the menacing stairs, so
That's true.
thanks for about that. So genetic soldiers outperform on every test. Kane leaves 20 minutes after Todd during a run, but he returns before him and is in no way winded, unlike Todd. So they fight on chains. 3 versus 1. Go. Literally, just okay. Now we're fighting on chains.
Well, I love that it's all right, well, they're clearly superior in every way. But can they fight on those chains up there, which clearly happens all the time in war?
I mean, that's day one of war. You go out, you just start hanging chains. You can't have a war without a good scaffold.
Apparently, you don't remember the great Argentine chain war of 2042.
That's how they got those moons. They chained them all together, brought them back to Earth.
Those moons didn't pay for themselves.
But the chains paid for the moons.
Yeah,
So
all right.
it works out. And we made the chains. So technically the moons did pay for themselves.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
never mind.
all
Forget
right.
the whole thing. That's...
Wow.
So yeah, chain fight. 2 men fall and die. Todd rips out Kane's eye, but Kane knocks Todd to the ground. And they're like, wow, hey, that sucks. I guess everyone's dead.
Moving on.
Yeah. Meekum's like, oh, I can't believe you lost your eye. This guy has no depth perception. Every soldier here is garbage.
I mean, look, to be fair, Todd should have had that. My man doesn't know how to lock in a good sleeper hold.
No, yeah.
Well, that's what I was wondering. It's all right, kill each other. Okay, great. Let me make you unconscious. So, what? No. I mean, I guess put him in a sleeper hold and he falls down, but why was he...
Yeah, no, it didn't... I don't think Todd was really trying to win that battle.
No.
It wasn't a very convincing fight on his part. So yeah, those guys are dead. Todd was our best man. Well, throw him in the garbage. Mark it down as a training accident. Also, Colonel Meckham just shoots a dead body.
I see. I don't think that guy died because he falls and gets hung up on the chain and kind of spasms. So I think he may have been alive but seriously injured because
sure.
Yeah, and then
whatever. Well, he's dead now.
Yeah, well now he's definitely dead. Throw him in the garbage.
Yeah.
Even if it was all right, my genetically enhanced super soldiers are better than your brainwashed super soldiers. Doesn't both of those campaigns cost a fucking fortune?
Without a doubt.
So why would they just be yep, these are all expendable people now. We can it's fine.
If they're expendable and they've performed so well to this point, it's okay, those guys are in the front line, let them get shot, and then our super soldiers are right behind. So then, let's say the enemy does win, and they're we just beat the fucking baddest motherfuckers in the world. Oh, here come even badder dudes.
I think it's because we learned towards the end of the film that their ultimate backup plan is just blow up the planet.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. But that, I think that's, saying, well, why don't they have a backup plan in case something goes wrong? It's blow everything up. That's their backup plan.
All right, yeah.
Nuke it from orbit.
Yeah, the aliens approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we go to P-376 waste disposal ship.
Okay, so we are in the distant future year of whatever the fuck.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
We have the technology to travel through space, solar systems, and galaxies.
Laser bolos.
And whatnots, yeah. Argentine moons everywhere.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with our garbage, right? We could just throw it into the sun, right?
No, it's too hot.
Too hot for garbage.
It gets too hot when you get close to it.
That's where that expression comes from. Hot garbage.
That's exactly where it comes from.
It comes from the future.
Yeah, it does. It comes from waste disposal future techniques. Yeah.
Yeah. So somehow we've gotten to the future.
You really like that, huh? You're just currently crying with laughter.
I can't.
Sorry. So you were saying, Delta?
No, we have this incredible technology, and we literally just dump garbage on. We bring garbage, including aircraft carriers, all the way to a whole other planet and a whole other galaxy or whatever, and we just go, all right, leave it there.
Yeah,
put it there. How much space is there? Actual the void of space in between point A and point B that they could just be yeah, leave it in that big empty place.
Again, we've already established this. It's got to be a bureaucracy thing.
Yeah.
It's got to be an extensive amount of paperwork that just ended up there and nobody's looking past it. Because the robot, I guess, mans the ship is what we sort of kind of figure out.
Oh, they're automated. Yeah.
It's all automated, so it goes there. Does it go there? Yeah, okay. Well, when someone complains, we'll fix it. It's all robots, so they're never going to complain.
When they submit the paperwork to complain about us dumping garbage on that planet.
Yeah, well, we didn't program them to do the paperwork, but,
we have a separate one to program the paperwork.
Yeah. So Todd wakes up. The entry wound on that dead body that got shot somehow grew. I just wanted to point that out. And then the ship dumps garbage and flies away.
So Todd is dumped from orbit.
Yeah. Or 20 feet above the air.
It's hard to tell.
It really is. And then also it's not like he's dropped to the surface. He's dropped on a mountain. On
a giant mountain of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's fine. Oh, well, he kind of holds his gut.
But
that
he's
might
a
be
super soldier.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Because he wakes up in the garbage and he's like,
Yeah. And then he lands on the planet. He's like, oh, my other side. Because they forgot which was which.
Well, the first time he falls 20 feet from a chain onto another guy.
And he dies.
And he's dead for, I presume, weeks for them to not only
to
put
fly
them
out there.
in the garbage, but then for the garbage to like make it from like, all right, well here's our central garbage processing unit, and then it's got to get transferred to the garbage launch facility into the garbage ship, and then across the galaxy. Yeah, so he's unconscious for weeks, and then he falls
onto a space mountain.
Onto a space mountain of sharp metal and other garbage, and he just goes, ugh.
Listen,
this is garbage.
He's a super soldier. He's basically like a sociopath Captain America. It's basically the best way I could describe
sure.
it.
Okay, that doesn't explain anything.
I just want to throw in that one.
Okay, so Todd gets dumped on Arcadia 234 waste disposal planet, and he sees some people at the bottom of the mountain, so he climbs down the garbage mountain, and then a giant wind comes, and it blows him around, and then it dies down. So Todd goes into the aircraft carrier home, and then another wind comes, and he gets knocked down some stairs and passes out for a while again. You just got dumped from orbit! What? Children find him, and he passes out.
So, here's the problem. This is the issue with the military. Yeah. They plan for things like falling from a spaceship and, landing on a garbage. So they train men for that. They never anticipated he was going to fall downstairs. Like, who would realistically expect such a crazy thing?
Chain fights, yeah, doable.
Well, no, chain fights we understand. Falling from chain fights.
Oh no.
Oh my God! Why did we?
We did not envision this.
Yeah. Why was this not part of the training? Why did we teach? Why was most of the training centered around walking in a straight line and firing randomly into the air?
So, the children run into a big metal door that I'm pretty sure is marked mating room.
Ooh, I did
not
notice
But it's actually
that.
the meeting room.
That was a typo, I'm sure.
It had to have been, yeah.
Maybe they meant, like, mate as in friend. Like, oh, this is the room where we gather and make friends.
Yeah, on the waste disposal planet of Australia, yeah. So, everybody in the meeting worries about if
oh my God, this planet is literally Space Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, kinda.
It's just a place where you just dump all the garbage and convicts, and it's just full of deadly poisonous snakes.
Jesus Christ, it is.
Yeah, it's Space Mad Max is really the best.
Yeah.
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 One of the reviews that I had seen of this movie was saying, this movie is so bad, it's a waste of a perfectly good movie set. Mm-hmm. And at first I was like, that's so disrespectful. Dude, but this movie set was actually pretty fucking good.
That's my favorite part of the film is the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, this fucking movie, looks great.
Yeah, it's got a good look to it. But everything else...
all the important stuff, like the acting and the story and the connection between the people.
Yeah, it's probably not good when, the highlight of the scene, you're like, oh, man, look, that garbage back there, I believe that garbage.
Look at the way that bag rustles in the wind. Oh, shit, man. So, everyone's talking about are more men going to come to the town? We don't know. We're worried about him. Actually, one guy is really worried about him, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, the midwife is watching him and take care of him. And he's like, all right, well then you, Mace, the midwife's husband, you keep an eye on him.
Why are they so worried? So we're going to get to it, all right? I think they explain it, but they were on their way to the tritium moons of... whatever.
Again, the movie whispers the whole time, so I don't catch any of that horse shit. I know they're going somewhere to some Trinity Moon thing, but I don't know why.
12 years ago, they were on their way to start a new life on the Tritium Moons. Ooh, it sounds great. Yeah. And then they crashed and landed on the garbage planet. And now, after 12 years, some guy shows up, and instead of thinking oh my God, maybe we can leave fucking Space Australia, they go, oh my God, this is terrible.
What if more men come?
That's great. Then more men can help us carry ourselves out of here, right?
I guess. Because later on, a ship comes up, and Mace is like, oh, hello, over here! Because he's C-3PO. Over here! Hey, I say! Over here!
Oh my God, he does fall and his leg gets knocked off. Yeah. Oh my God! He's fucking C-3PO.
You just didn't recognize him because of the red arm.
Oh, I need to rewatch this now.
the trick to the movie is you just got to realize it's a subtle.
It's all Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Star Wars.
Again, Star Force soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kurt Russell's both Obi-Wan and Luke.
Yeah.
So we go to the midwife / Mace's house, which I refer to from this point on as M House. The midwife sees all of Todd's tattoos from his battles, and
House
he's
of
like,
M.
I was like,
Okay.
thank you.
"Fine, whatever." And then, like, she gives him medicine. He passes out. Sometime later, Mace explains to his wife that they're tattoos from battles, like what I just said.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh my God, where's our kid Nathan?" And he's in looking at Todd, and Todd looks back at him, and they're like, "Get away from him!"
And they share this confounded stare.
Yeah,
We're on the same level, you and I.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So later, Todd is awoken by the family playing around. Mace has made a crush for Todd. Todd does nothing.
It's a terrible crutch, too.
Yeah.
Because it is way too... He's like, look, you use it by hunching half over.
Yeah, and Mace is already like, I don't know, probably get like 6 inches smaller than Kurt Russell. So it's like a cane for him, basically.
I like that he's known Kurt Russell for like all of 12 hours.
Less, probably.
Yeah. And yet he already knows enough about Kurt Russell to be like, this is a crutch. You hold it like this. See? I made it for you. Look how it walks. It's like, he's just a quiet guy. You don't know anything about him. For all you know, he's just some dude with PTSD or who just doesn't like you.
Well, no, he definitely has PTSD.
Yeah.
We learned that later.
Well, yeah.
So next we go to just food, like dinner or something like that. They're eating food. Todd devours his food and also the extra food Mace gives him off his own plate. The man who expressed concern during the town meeting demands answers from Todd. Like, how do you not remember how you got here? And Todd goes, I was replaced by a better soldier. And that's like his 5th line in the film.
Yeah.
To be fair, his first like 2 or 3 lines was, Sir!
Yeah.
Sir! So we go to back to M House.
House of M.
Yeah, the House of M. Fine, I'll tell all that all the time, the whole time.
Yes.
The midwife explains everything I told you I didn't get, but apparently I did. 12 years ago, they left Earth. A few years later, dumpers started dumping here. Todd ogles her as she calls him a soldier. See, I didn't get the Trinity part.
Okay, yeah.
We go to the ship, like the ship with Meckham and Gary Busey.
Yeah.
It's time for the biannual security sweep of the Arcadia system.
Of course it is.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Right?
Well, it's time for the biannual security sweep, and they've chosen the Arcadia
we have to
system this
patrol,
time.
Yeah. All right.
If they run across anyone during the training that's on the supposed to be abandoned planet, they're hostiles. Kill them, no paperwork. But this is a bureaucracy, which is why we know this is a bad guy.
Yeah.
No paperwork.
No,
not okay.
no paperwork.
No. You spit in the face of everything we stand for.
So we go back to the planet of Arcadia, and we're in a garden. The midwife kills a snake because it's venomous, and it once bit her son when he was younger, which is why he can no longer speak.
And I already wonder, if they're on a garbage planet that's abandoned and just full of garbage, where is this snake coming from? And where did the last one come from?
Yeah.
How did all these snakes end up here?
Well, you know, that
garbage.
famous snake fad back in the late 80s.
That's what it's all about, right? You go to the carnival, right? You get the ping pong ball, you throw it, it lands in the little fish bowl,
Yeah.
or snake bowl, and
Snake
then
bowl.
they're like, you did it, you won a snake, and you go, great, and it stings you in
you.
the face. Your face swells up, you become a just dumb-faced mute, and then mom takes the snake and goes, oh no, and just throws it in the garbage.
Yeah, every time. They just go, this goes over here now.
I honestly just figured that, all right, they live on a garbage planet that's just desert and garbage and snakes.
Yeah.
Their diet all their meals are just either garbage leftovers or the dead snakes that they're killing.
Yeah, whatever plants they grow, probably, too. But yeah, snakes is 100% their meat source.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they breed the snakes, but look, we have a conscience here. Free range snakes.
Yeah.
Right? We don't
All
cage.
those grass-fed,
Do not cage your snakes.
cage-free, farm-fresh
Yeah.
snakes.
We don't do no debeaking of snakes here.
That's still an awkward thing to have to say. Oh, what's your main source of sustenance? Snake meat.
Like, did you just offer to suck my dick, or like?
Get down here.
I mean, I'm not trying to make this sexual, but you know.
I'm not saying no. I just
Yeah.
want to be clear.
Yeah.
All right, so we go outside the walls, and the residents go to salvage parts, but the wind kicks up, and this guy named Jimmy almost gets sucked into a combine harvester.
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, here's what I love. All right, we're out here, we're scavenging. And there's that big whatever that is 20 feet away.
Combine harvester.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
combine
sure.
harvester. It's been there. I don't know, probably for months because it's just sitting right there.
Yeah, years.
I don't think it was just dumped. Like I don't think the spaceship flew over and just dumped that one thing right
Put in
there.
that field. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, we hear the wind coming. I think I can beat
I
it.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem I have is they hook a safety line on.
Yeah.
But then the safety line is long enough for you to go flying into the
Yeah,
dangerous metal thing. Like, how is that safe at all?
Well, they hook the safety line on in the sense that it's like, okay, we have the carabiner attached, boom, we'll thread the rope through it, but we don't worry about tying it on. It's
yeah,
all right.
it's fine. Let it do what it does.
Yeah.
See, I don't think it's a safety line. I think it's a fishing line. And he's bait for like some giant snake worm we don't see or something. Like some Beetlejuice shit.
Sand snakes.
Only snake meat.
Yeah.
Some of them are giant snakes, but it's only snake meat.
All right, so
I knew this movie had a connection to Dune somehow.
Oh, I was thinking it's a connection to Tremors. I was waiting for
Oh.
Kevin
I
Bacon
already
to show
did
up.
say Beetlejuice, but you guys didn't hear that, I guess. So.
Yeah, well, we'll figure out other movies with giant snake
Yeah.
monsters
Oh my
in them.
god!
So.
How many fucking sand snake monsters?
Yeah. Oh my god, there's a whole genre out there. And
All
plus, let's not forget that there's Tremors 1 through 5, plus a Tremors
Plus the-
TV show,
And now the
plus
new Tremors.
a new Tremors film, and a new
Kevin
Tremors
Bacon.
TV show.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and Kevin Bacon is not doing the film, but he's doing the TV show.
Really? Oh fuck! I thought he
Well,
was doing the film.
TV is where it's at now. so
Yeah,
that's-
it is
that's
where
true,
it's at.
I know from personal experience.
You know, watching a lot of TV.
yeah. Okay, so Todd pulls the safety line in, and after everybody else fails. Like, if it wasn't for Todd, that guy would have been dead.
Yeah.
They all celebrate, and Todd picks up a gun, what I presume is instinctively. Like, he just sees a gun and goes, oh, gun, cool,
Yeah.
to make sure it works. Like,
Yeah, I gotta hold it.
that's me. It's my thing.
Yeah. Do I look cool?
Yeah. What if I point at this guy's dick? That's an old one. So Todd picks up the gun and inspects it, and then a dumpster flies by, and it's kind of like he's like, "Oh, I need to save you from that thing that's flying." Like, it's so there's no words, so you just have to read his body language. But a lot of it, you just see the back of his body, so you don't know what the body language is. So Mace is like, "Oh, they come like roughly every month." And can I have the gun back, please? And everyone's like, is he going to kill us? I don't know what's happening. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, here's the gun. And they're like, yeah! We live another day!
It just freeze frames in midair, jump.
Yeah.
Credits roll.
Soldier was filmed in front of his live studio audience.
Next, we go to fucking a montage.
Which
The last thing I expected in this film.
I have seen this movie numerous times, and I kind of enjoyed this movie. You know, I'm actually the one who recommended this movie to someone. Yeah. All right. Anyway, totally, 100% blocked this scene out. No memory. Like it started, I was like, "This is like I got a weird copy. Like this is fake. Someone just put this in here."
Especially because it's super awkward. It's the most awkward thing in the
so
movie.
out of place because like all of a sudden it's like love music.
Yeah. And it's first off, there are no new shots shown. They're all recycled shots.
Yes.
Every single, either ones we haven't seen yet or already have seen. Yeah. And it's a love montage between Mace and the midwife, but also the midwife and her actual husband.
No, Todd and the midwife.
Wait, who did I say?
Mace and the
Mace,
midwife.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Mace and the midwife, which is the actual husband, and then Todd and the midwife. But then there's also, like, occasionally, like, menacing stares between Todd and Mace, like, that's my wife, and yeah, that's my lady.
And he's like, yeah, but I'm a soldier. I'll kind of fuck you
Yeah, I'll
up.
just fucking do it. I'll just fuck her. I don't give a shit. And then it just kind of ends.
I mean, look, to be fair, like, presumably Kurt Russell's never really been around a woman, so it's like the 1800s where, like, you see an ankle and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck? What is that?
What are these feelings? Why am I having feelings?
Yeah.
In my organs.
Yeah, just one organ. Mostly.
Feeling. So we go to the House of M. Todd cuts himself while chopping, but ignores it to stare at the midwife.
Yeah.
Does he ignore it, or does he just go, yes, that is a wound?
That's
like,
true, yeah.
Because, like, I interpret it as, like, it's just a wound, keep going.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, but you're still
You're
bleeding all over. Like, that's my carrot, man. Like, don't mix that in. Oh, now we gotta throw the whole salad out. We live on a garbage planet. You realize how difficult it is for us to grow food. Great, now we're having all snake meat for dinner.
Yeah.
Snakes again! Oh.
So the midwife asks, what's it like being a soldier? What do you feel? And Todd says, what I have written down is the fourth line of the film. It's got to be more than that by this point. But, like, sixth. Fear. Fear and discipline is what he feels all the time. And the midwife almost cries and hugs Todd. And Todd has a full-on mini seizure.
No, that's an orgasm.
Oh, is that what that was?
Without a doubt, I was like, it was a Forrest Gump moment where Jenny, like, oh, put your hand on my breast for us, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, that's how I interpreted it. Yeah.
I didn't know that Forrest Gump was that retarded.
What? You don't remember that scene? Like, he visits her at college?
No.
She's like, look at my titty. And he's like, whoa.
I don't think I've ever seen the movie.
She takes his hand and gently places it on his breast, and he immediately comes in his pants.
That's not the version you see on TBS, is it?
No.
And I go, rape!
For who?
Everybody.
Yeah. Mostly me.
Yeah. I feel offended.
I got raped, yeah. Yeah, he comes in his pants, so she stops. We go to a Christmas party, and again, Todd stares at midwife until Jimmy, who is dressed as Santa Claus, surprises him into a flashback. And he has like a PSTD attack. He disappears from the party and then reappears looking through a window on the roof.
He full on Batman.
Yeah! Where'd he go? Oh, there's just silhouette on the ceiling. Oh, what?
No, it is fucking 100% like where they're turning around and they look and then Batman vanishes.
Yeah, a silhouette passes in front of him and he's gone. What happened?
Oh, look, he's Batman again.
He's 4 feet that way.
Yeah. He just stayed behind the fat guy.
Yeah, it makes sense. When, you know how I couldn't see him? Yeah, he moved during that point.
Socially awkward Batman. Just staring at the party from above.
Hey, that's just Batman.
Yeah.
So we go back to the House of M. Jimmy wants to give Todd a scarf for saving his life, but he's in the training room, which is the meeting room. So we go to the meeting room, and Todd bare-knuckle boxes a metal punching bag of some sort. Like, it's like the world's largest muffler.
Okay, I was going to say, it's just a giant muffler, but I don't know what it goes to.
If I thought planes had mufflers, that'd be the muffler the plane had.
Well, spaceships might have mufflers.
So it's a spaceship muffler.
Okay.
That Argentine space muffler.
Like, there's a reason they got moons.
Yeah.
They had a lot going on. While he's punching the metal bag, he's having a flashback about all the people he's killed. And conveniently, he has a flashback about a guy sneaking up behind him just as Jimmy walks into the room. So he tries to murder the shit out of Jimmy.
Yeah.
By crushing his head.
Yeah.
In the windmill.
Oh, was it it was like a giant gear? Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
gear of a windmill. Yeah. Yeah, and luckily he snaps out of it the last second and pulls him out.
So, not only is he a soldier trained to kill, he's a soldier trained to kill in horrible, gruesome ways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not the most efficient way.
No,
you want to terrorize them.
Somehow, all the kids, because the kids were watching him box, and the teacher was like, get out of here, kids, get out of here. And then he almost murders Jimmy, and for some reason, all the kids and the lady who told the kids to leave are all back, just watching him box. And they're like, I can't believe you let us see that. So we go to, again, back to the House of M. Midwife and Mace lay in bed around candles, and there's going to be a meeting about Todd tomorrow. This is when I'm like, this fucking movie is made of whispers. I can't hear a goddamn thing that's happening.
What?
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 I think we should talk about
What?
Todd.
Okay, so we go back to the meeting room, and Todd is either still training or training again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he ever stopped punching.
He's still... Yeah, it
Just-
makes
yeah.
sense, because now he's very, very tired, and his fists are bleeding, and he has a flashback to about the time when he was 8 years old, and he punched a classmate to death.
Sure, totally reasonable.
Yeah, they didn't give a reason for why.
I interpreted him not stopping as, like, he's doing his training, and he was always told when to stop. And so he's like, I don't know what to do. So he just keeps hitting it, and then eventually, like, because he's becoming more human, he's just like, I guess I can stop now. And, like, because he, like, slowly puts down his hands and starts thinking.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's it.
No, but he puts them back up. Starts fighting again.
That's right, yeah.
Because then after that, after the flashback, literally from the flashback, we go to the House of M where Todd wakes up and the mute child is staring at him, solves a weird puzzle, and then walks away. Yeah. Like, this is the weirdest remake of Mercury Rising I've ever seen in my life.
Alec Baldwin flies down in a spaceship,
Yeah.
tries to murder the autistic mute child, and Bruce Willis has to come save the day.
Yeah, I can't say any lines.
Yeah, no.
Fight snakes the whole time.
Yeah, that's just like Mercury Rising. I remember that.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
that.
So when the kid walks away, he turns around and there's a green snake on the floor.
Oh my god, these
No.
snakes!
Like,
Fucking
There,
garden snakes.
there has to be a designated snake farmer or snake handler who, like, all right,
yeah.
Steve, you done. We give you too many chances. 5 more people are either dead or mute now. You done. Turn in your snake keys.
Yeah! Later on in the film, there is a literal snake pit.
Yeah.
So obviously that's where the breeding's going on.
Yeah.
Like, the guy must live near that pit.
Again, free-range snakes. We don't cage our snakes.
Except we pit them, so.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Free-range
free.
chickens,
Well-
we don't cage our chickens, we put them in a pit.
Yeah.
We put them in a pit now.
Hey, you can still say they're cage-free.
Yeah.
Fucking marketing.
I want it to be like a Space Australia Whole Foods, where it's like, are these pit-free snakes? Oh, absolutely.
What percent of this horse meat was made to eat for glue? Like, I just
Yeah.
want to know. 40%? Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah.
What kind of scrap metal is this? It's zinc. Oh, that's nice.
Is it a zinc blend or
It's 40% zinc. It's a zinc hybrid, actually.
40% zinc? Oh, just like Bender. So, the snakes on the floor, right? Todd throws. Actually, I should clarify that what just happened was Todd awoken from a dream. A mute child solved a puzzle, and then a snake slithered across the floor. So I'm like, is this still a dream? Because, like, the ayahuasca's kicking in right now,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing a bunch of spirit animals. No, so Todd throws Nathan a boot, and he's like trying to mime to him, beat it with the shoe.
What a fantastic movie to describe
Yeah.
in an audio medium.
And the kid just doesn't get it, and it lunges at him, and Todd grabs it out of the air, throws it across the floor, and he's like, come on, like, he mimes it again.
How stupid are you, kid? Like,
Yeah.
I get you can't talk.
But before he could figure it out, what do you call it? Mace and the wife walk in, and they see it, and they're like, oh my god, it could have killed him, why? Jump to that town meeting we were talking about like 4 scenes ago. The town has decided that he will never assimilate into normal society, and he presents a risk to them all. So they give him supplies and tools and ask him to leave at gunpoint. Please leave, we're very scared of you.
Please. Yeah, we're not telling you have to leave. We're just asking you.
Yeah.
Also, this is a death sentence because it's a garbage planet. They either grow their food or harvest it from their pit snakes.
I mean, not immediately, because they do say that we'll give you supplies, we'll give you food, we'll be your friend. We can't live with you. So, like, if we need help, if you need help, we're there. But
All right, yeah. So it's
it's not immediately a death sentence. But yeah, he's a dumb soldier. He's not going to figure any of that shit out.
Well, presumably they train soldiers to, probably survive in the wilderness.
To be picked up eventually.
Yeah, like Bear Grylls and shit.
Yeah.
But, like,
You'll eventually run out of pee. Like, you can't just recycle that shit forever.
Yeah, I mean, you can only pee in so many snakes.
Gotta trek across the desert, but I holler out of snakes so I can drink my own pee later.
That's a fucking real thing that happened.
I know.
The fucking...
Oh my god. What a fucking maniac that guy is. So, fucking... they're like, you gotta leave, get out of town, and they all see him off. And this is my favorite scene, because, like, they all watch him leave, and Todd looks back at the kid, and the kid's like, ah! And he looks at the wife, and the wife's like, I can't even look you in the eye. And he goes to leave, and he walks away, and he turns back, and he dramatically throws his scarf over his face, and he walks into the distance, like, I have so much pride, I'm so much better than you guys.
Saunters away.
So we get to Outside the Walls, officially the halfway point of the film. Todd sheds a single tear in his new home at the end of the markers, because there's like a line of markers that he followed to the town, so he just goes to the end of them.
He said about all the garbage and pollution.
Yeah, I'm sure, it's a Native American thing, yeah. It has nothing to do with the fact that the only people he knows fucking abandoned him. We go back to that ship. Remember Gary Busey and friends?
Oh, yeah.
They're approaching Arcadia. End of scene. We go back to the House of M. Mace and his wife are sleeping while a snake slithers up the bed and creeps in on them, and it almost bites Mace in the neck, but Nathan grabs it and beats it with his shoe, because if you don't kill the snakes, they take the people away! The people get taken away! That kid was absolutely traumatized by that.
Yeah, he's
Holy
like,
shit.
I didn't kill the snake, and they took the only person I've ever related to away.
Yeah.
Oh, he was like, is it dead? Is it dead now? He was like beating it and looking them in the eyes like, is it good?
I did good, right?
So Mace realizes they voted wrong, and I have to go find Todd immediately.
So how do votes work? Because I'm pretty sure everybody else voted.
Yeah.
Like, did it have to be unanimous?
He is going way over the head of the bureaucracy right now.
Yeah, right?
Well, I mean, they're like, the fucking refugees, so they don't really understand that shit.
They don't understand. Nah, you gotta fill out the B65 form to bring him back into town. Here's the thing, though. We didn't properly fill out the B67 form to kick him out, so there's kind of a loophole. You can actually bring him back.
Plus, we said in triplicate, this is duplicate. I don't know what you're trying to pull here.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know what you want me to do with this.
Just take a number, wait online, we'll see you next Tuesday.
I'm the only one in line.
Yeah,
Why is it
look,
Tuesday?
Look, business hours are weird, it's a holiday thing.
Business hours are from 8 to 8:30, and then again from 12 p.m. to about 3:15.
Yeah. Every third Tuesday of the month.
Only Thursdays and
Also, we don't have a calendar here.
leap years.
We
just count the snakes.
Yeah, we base the days on snake attacks.
Yeah.
So, all right, there were 3 snake attacks today, so that makes it Wednesday.
Gotta be. So yes, outside the walls, Mace runs across the plains and up the hill and dramatically to go find... Oh, there he is, right there, 100 yards from camp. He's right there. Like, I can see him from the door. Like, he's fucking...
just fucking sitting in a hollowed out, like, little cabin thing.
Like if your kid ran away, he's next door. Like, he's at your neighbor's house. Your neighbor didn't invite him. He's just sitting in his lawn.
He's literally just in the neighbor's shed.
Making a campfire in the neighbor's shed.
In the shed. Oh, he asphyxiated. He's dead. Why?
It's been 30 minutes. He's dead.
Yeah.
God. So Mace runs up and he's like, "Oh, we were wrong. I'm sorry." And then another ship shows up, but it's not a dumper. And this is when Mace is like, "Oh, awesome! Yo, help us!"
Yeah.
And Todd's like, "No!" He slaps his hands away and he's like, "Stay with me, sir," which is like the 7th line of the film.
Oh shit! You can say that many words?
Yeah. And he runs, and Mace barely stays with him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, "Stay with me," and runs. And Mace is like, that was a thing. He's kind of getting far. I'll go ahead and follow him, I guess. I'll keep him within eyesight. The ship lands, unloads tanks and men. Kane is a new eye. Ooh.
And before we go any further, they're doing their biannual patrol of the Arcadia system, right?
Yeah.
And, this is the future, so we have futuristic spaceships and what. So presumably, just like Star Trek, right? We can just go into orbit and then do a scan of the system. Oh, no, that's not how patrols work. We can't do a security sweep. We actually have to land men on each individual planet and have them patrol.
Yeah.
So we're going to dedicate our world's best elite soldiers to
$1 billion
around on a garbage planet.
Yeah.
Well, they thought, you know what? It's an abandoned planet. We're just going to assume shit's okay down here.
I think that they're using the biannual security sweep as a training method. Like, they're just like, well, this is happening anyway. This could be their training.
Got it.
So I think it's supposed to be training. Like, it's not supposed to be an act. I don't think that they expect any combat.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing, is they're just supposed to go down, make sure they follow orders right, make sure they know what they're doing. And
I mean, it's astounding that the same unit that Kurt Russell was in happened to go exactly where they dumped Kurt Russell's body.
Yeah, absolutely.
Within like 100 yards of where Kurt Russell's body landed.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know how big planets are, but I can't imagine it was just like, well, I mean, when you land on one half of the planet, you see the other half. You know, like,
That's the most folksy thing you've ever said. Well, I can't speak about the size of them here planets. I'm just a country lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm just a hyperspace chicken lawyer.
Well, look, here's the thing. We all know that all the planets out there are flat, right? So you land on one side, you look around, you don't see nothing, then you take off, you fly to the other
That's
side.
all I'm saying. All I'm saying is we need to go to the other side of the flat Earth. I've been saying it for the last few episodes.
What's on there? Oh, it's a giant picture of an eagle, and on the front side it's the face of God, right? The Earth is just a giant coin floating in space. Yeah, God's pocket change. That's all.
That's good, because the last time you brought that up, you said that it would be butts. Because you forgot how that works. So.
Look, man.
You said Earth was Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
With presidents on the front, and on the back is butts.
This is butts. Look, I'll just say this. God works in mysterious
He
ways.
certainly does, yeah. Mysterious butt ways. So, Kane, in a giant tank, shoots at Mace and Todd, and they run, and Mace's leg gets blown off.
I don't know why, but I fucking love, like, when Mace goes, ah! Like, flies through the air with both legs intact, lands, and he's just missing one. Like, he just landed hard enough that he just popped off.
Well, it's not the explosion that hurts you, it's how far it tosses you. And then you land with enough force that half your leg liquefies, just from the knee below. Gone. So Todd...
Oh my god, that's 100%. Like, it's not the explosion that kills you, it's the landing. We find out that later with the school teacher.
There's a school teacher in this film?
Or the librarian, whatever she is. Like, the marm, or the school marm, whatever she... Like, the senior lady.
Oh, right.
School children. Yeah. I'll negotiate with these tanks.
Yes. So, first off, Mace's leg is blown off, so Todd drags Mace to safety, but he drags him by the head and face. Like, he just kind of, like, casually grabs him and just runs away. Yeah!
Stay with me, sir. Affirmative.
He grabbed him like a bowling ball, shoved his hands in his mouth, and just dragged him by the top of the jaw. So, Todd puts him down, he bandages him up, and Mace is like, he's just falling into death whispers, and he's like, oh god, Sandra, and I go, I guess that's the midwife, because I don't know who else that could be.
This was on, like, this dude acts the most out of anybody. Like, this one scene where they're like, oh, what are the soldiers gonna do? And Todd, like, gives them the look of, like, which... Mace somehow determines, like, oh, they're gonna go to the settlement and go kill everyone. And, like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, like, acting in this movie. Acting!
Talent! So we go back to the ship with, Mugu McGonagall and Gary Busey. They disagree about the planet's residents. Like, just should they?
I think they're legal residents. Well, they didn't fill out the proper paperwork,
Exactly,
so that
yeah.
makes them criminals.
We go back to the town hall area, and like you said, the lady leader, Hawkins, goes out to speak to them, but they shoot a missile at her face. And she gets launched back into a wall.
Yeah. I love this. She's like, I'll go out and talk to them. Woman to tank. As she walks out, she walks out, gets like 30 feet, and goes, oh, wait, this is a terrible plan.
Yeah, because it's genetically engineered soldiers who have never seen women before, so they immediately come out of their tanks. Ah, it's a lady!
And
It was pent up for a while. It was a big
Yeah.
explosion.
good distance.
Yeah, she did get some good. So we go back to the ship, and Gary Busey does not like how these new soldiers operate. And his lady lieutenant person is like, oh, should we get the old soldiers ready to deploy the monitoring unit? Whom have been demoted so far, they do not legally have to salute anymore. They don't have to call each other sir. They are basically janitors.
Literally, it's like, all right, well, once you're no longer the super elite soldier, you're a garbage man.
Yeah. So we go back to town. Todd crashes through a ceiling and cuts a guy's throat. And I go, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's the most violent thing in the film. You see the skin split from his neck.
You did miss the part where the soldiers burst into town and start killing everyone.
Did I really?
Yeah, you missed that. Like, all of a sudden...
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of... They shot their leader with a missile. They didn't walk away after that.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, come on.
Move on. Get over it.
Otherwise, you're saying they shot the woman from a missile, and then Todd drops through the ceiling that they were under and slit somebody's throat. Oh, I guess we shouldn't have let the tank inside before we decided to negotiate with them.
Yeah.
Can't negotiate with tanks.
Yeah, so the bad guys are running around in the town. Todd crashes through a ceiling, cuts a guy's throat. The skeptical guy from earlier who's like, you watch a Mace, and how come you don't remember that one guy? He's like, oh, do you need any help? And he gives him a menacing stare, and so he runs away.
Wow, geez, that's a surprise.
Yeah. Sandra, the midwife, saves a bunch of children as she almost gets set on fire by a flamethrower, but Todd saves her with a rocket launcher.
These fucking rocket launchers, they don't explode. They just shove people like 30 feet back. And then
all they do is shove and then make a small explosion. Especially because the next thing that happens is he goes outside and shoots a propeller with a rocket launcher, and the propeller falls off into a guy with a minigun.
I will say I watched a little... I wanted to find a making of from this. Very difficult. I only found one video on YouTube. And about 50% of it was them shooting this one scene. Where Todd
propeller?
Kicks open the door and shoots the rocket.
Wow.
And I have never seen a more unenthusiastic... Like, I get Todd, the character, is supposed to be like, it'd be like, all right, and action, Kurt! And, like, the door would kick open, and he'd and it's like, all right, cut! And, like, his face wouldn't change. He'd just be like, all right, well, like... Dude, you're getting paid $20 million for this.
Well, that's the trick actors do sometimes, where when you do a far shot, you give shitty emotion, so then they go, he's fucking acting like garbage. And then you do the close-up, that's when you turn it on, so they gotta use the close-up.
It's all in post.
Mm-hmm.
He's a genius.
Plus, they were probably just like, can you just do a little bit better version of, like, Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade? Like,
All right. So we go back to the ship in the sky, and the bad guys decide to withdraw and attack at night with cannons from a distance.
But sir, don't we have a spaceship? Can't we just, like, hover over them and blow them up? We do have a futuristic spaceship.
Oh, no. Gary Busey has other ideas because he has these little folksy fucking sayings.
Yeah,
Colloquialisms, yeah. Where he's like, well, like my daddy always said, if a bird in the hatch has a hammer, then a crocodile's got meals. What? We're pulling out. All right, cool. And there's like 4 or 5 of these, and every time Gary Busey speaks, he's either just like, I disagree, or you're wrong, or like my daddy says, And
Do you have a condom? Well, like my daddy says, blah, 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 blah. What? Oh, I'm just going to pull out.
he's always pulling out in all these scenarios.
They all end, yeah. So we go back to the town. Todd collects weapons, and Sandra learns that Mace is dead. And he's like, "Oh," she's like, "What are you gonna do, Todd?" And he's like, "I'm gonna kill all 17 of them."
I'm gonna kill them all,
Kill them all,
sir.
sir.
That's what he says.
They look a little close up. It's like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Small.
But he does mention that there's 17 men left. I don't know how he knows that, but he does. Outside the town, Todd takes out the men who are outside of the tank, because there's 2 tanks rolling towards town. And everybody that's on the outside, he's... They decide to proceed on foot to take out the sniper.
Makes perfect sense. Right? All right, guys. There's a guy out there with a gun. We could either get in the tank and shoot at him, or just go after him on foot.
Sneak around, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we'll just
gonna
sneak
be...
around. That'll work.
So Todd takes them out one at a time, throws one into a snake pit, like we said.
Oh, yep.
Thousands of snakes in that pit.
Not a cage, right? Cage free.
Pit. Stabs another one in the face.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of casual soldier stuff.
I like
Beaten
when you
potatoes.
casual. So like I've never seen a more casual stab.
Yeah.
In the like, he's just like, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like he went to hand the guy the knife, and like the guy just went, "Huh?"
Here, take this.
No, oh my God, we told you hand the knife, handle first. Oh God.
What else does he do? Oh, and of course, some more super casual soldier stuff. He props up a corpse with strings and Weekend at Bernie's in by like pulling the strings, and it shoots the guns, and
then they play the music and it dances.
It dances,
Ding,
yeah.
ding, 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 ding.
The rest of the men get taken out by the wind because there's a strong wind. Of course, why wouldn't there be?
Yeah, conveniently, right now.
How many have happened through the film? Oh, just the 2 in the start? Yeah, now's a good time for the second one.
Well, we ran out of things to do with snakes, so
Yeah.
it's time to bring the wind back.
Here's one of the things that I love. That as this is all going on, right? They like Meekum or Busey.
Sure,
one of them is like, "All right, half the team stay and fight the sniper. Kane, you go in your tank and proceed to bomb the town, the settlement, whatever." Got it, sir. At 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We've already established that this whole area is probably maybe 200 yards long.
Yeah.
This whole fight, Kane is still just...
Yeah. And Kane is, he's bombing the town.
Oh, he just got there. Now he's bombing it.
Yeah, well, sure.
He's been driving there for 20 minutes.
And while that's happening, Todd takes out the other tank, because there's only 2 tanks. It's so weird. He opens it up, throws grenades in it, and, like, closes it so it blows up.
Yeah.
And
And it's all on fire.
And then he drives the tank away later. Todd keeps driving the tank towards the I guess technically is the way they have it, the first tank towards the second tank, which is Kane's tank. And Todd keeps going, affirmative 2, every time Kane's like, "Oh, go to Sector B and adjust your course." And he's like, affirmative 2. Change it to affirmative 2. Go to this place, affirmative 2. You are on a direct collision course with me. Affirmative 2. Crash them. They drive right into the weed ditch. that pot is ruined. It's terrible.
No.
And I thought this was so fucked up because Kane is just tank 1, go to this location. Affirmative 2. Tank 1, go to this location. Affirmative 2. Okay. I'm like, you're just letting him murder all these people. Oh, it's me, Kurt Russell. Come get me. Like, stop him from killing all your friends.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're not really friends.
Yeah, they kicked me out, those dicks.
Acquaintances at best. So we go to the ship and they're calling for their men. Like, "Oh, somebody answer, 1 or 2, blah, blah, somebody answer." And Todd calls back and he goes, "Your men are obsolete." Yeah, the colonel panics or whatever he is. outside the town, Kane is not dead. And he gets up and just shoves him just all the drugs. He just shoves them in his body.
Kane becomes Bane.
Why is he outside of the tank?
Why? Because he got knocked out.
But
It tipped over. The hatch fell open. He went, ah! He didn't wear a seatbelt. It was,
2 mile an hour collision.
Yeah.
He just soared out the windshield.
Yeah. In the case of an accident, your seat doubles as a rocket.
Yeah. Oh, you said put the airbags to stop me from going out. I put the airbags in the seat, so when you hit, you went.
I gotta be
Launch
honest.
you to safety.
I didn't know those were airbags. I thought they were balloons. They're out back, they're so we can float. I'm sitting on an actual balloon, so I'm just gonna go up. Kane pumps himself full of drugs, becomes Bane. Good one. We go to the ship, and you know what? How about we'll just set up a planet buster? Boom, we win.
Okay, so I assume a planet buster is going to destroy this planet.
Yeah,
Where are they going to dump the garbage?
dude. My concern wasn't where they were going to dump the garbage. My concern was, but the freighters are all run on automation by robots, so they're just going to dump it into the location that they think the planet is.
And then it'll slowly form up into a new garbage planet made out of literal garbage. It'll take
A couple millennia.
The amount of forms that have to get filled out because they blow up a planet. They don't want to do anything because of all the paperwork, anything at all, but let's just nuke an entire planet.
Let's change all the maps. No paper trail.
Wow, yeah, we got to change every map now.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
So, Todd gets the surviving children and Sandra to leave, but he sends them back in because he knows, here's Kane. You got to get out of here. They fight in the rain.
We have the dramatic, they're fucking, slowly walking toward, and they get into the stare down, and then we see, as it's raining, all the
surviving children.
Whatever, walking, and Kane looks at them, and it just looks back at Kurt Russell, and he gives him the menacing,
Not this year.
Put on the glasses.
I'm gonna make you.
I love that Kurt Russell, there's, I guess, too much rain in Kurt Russell's hair, so he just goes, and, sachets the rain out of his hair.
Yeah, but his hair still sticks straight up, he has permanent hair-gelled hair.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Genetically superior soldier and genetically superior hair.
Maybe it's snake oil.
Eh. So... they're fighting in the rain. Todd looks down at a weapon.
Yeah.
And Kane notices it, so he goes to pick it up, and Todd reaches above himself and hucks the helicopter blade right into Kane's gut. And he's like, ugh.
Yeah, this was the only part of the movie where I was like, oh, shit, that was actually...
That was good.
Yeah, because I'm like, really? This motherfucker's gonna fight the guy who fought 3 Kurt Russells earlier and whooped all their asses. And the whole, the soldier outsmarted,
He's got
tactics.
Experience,
Experience.
So, he slices his gut with a helicopter blade,
Cut him in the belly welly.
breaks his arm, and then snaps Kane's neck.
I
Gone.
fucking love this, because the first hour of the movie, so much of the first part of the movie is they're convincing you an unstoppable killing machine can become human and learn to be human. And then the whole last half is, forget everything you learned. The only way he can actually do anything is to become an unstoppable killing machine again. Just forget everything that the entire first half meant nothing.
Happened. No.
Meant nothing.
So we go to... Yes, outside of town, Riley and his Obsolete team of troopers, they set up the Planet Buster, but they notice kids and people, and they're like, We go back to the ship, and the colonel says, all right, let's blow the planet, and Gary Busey's like, let's wait for our men to come back.
It's we already lost 1 squad. We don't have to lose both squads today.
What are you doing? And Meckham's and walks away, and Busey goes to argue with him, but Meckham shoots him right in the gut, instantly. Turns around, Pap, you're dead. And Busey's underlings, like, there's a guy and a girl, and they're just like, okay. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. And they go to leave. Like, he's like, let's go, let's take off. And like, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Oh, what's that behind us? All the soldiers come on, and they take them away.
I actually kind of liked it, where they're like, what's that? It was like, goom, goom,
yeah.
goom. Like the marching, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. And they all come in, they grab him, they take him to an airlock, and the airlock opens, and it's Todd. And they're like, oh. And Colonel Meckham pisses himself.
Which that
was improvised, too. That wasn't
Was
the
it?
script. Yeah, apparently it was improvised by Jason Isaacs using pineapple juice. Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Look, stick to the script,
Yeah,
Jason Isaacs.
yeah.
Clearly, this is working.
Yeah. Look, we got a masterpiece here. Let's not ruin it. With your fucking piss gag.
We don't need the pineapple industry to get involved.
Yeah.
Start wanting cuts.
We already have the snake people breathing down our necks.
We don't need big pineapple coming into this.
Fucking big pineapple. Got the dirty hands and everything.
The dirty, sweet, juicy hands and everything.
So, yeah, Colonel Meckham begs for mercy, and the officers, they get thrown onto the planet as the ship flies away, and the Planet Buster goes off.
And literally blows up the entire planet.
Yeah.
Gone.
And it was at this point I went, oh my god, they let all those people
That's what
die.
I thought too. I completely forgot. I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah, they're all dead.
We forgot. Oh my god. This was such a cool plan, and we forgot to bring the civilians.
Why would you leave them? Like, why wouldn't you just kill them? And then just go, like, why?
Yeah, I don't understand why they had to blow the planet up.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't make any sense to me, yeah. But, yeah, no, inside the ship, all the planet's refugees are nursing each other back to health. Everything's fine. Todd sets a destination for soldiers, on, like, a map or whatever. And then Nathan enters, and he motions to be picked up by Todd. And he very, very awkwardly picks up the child as the other soldiers look on dumbfounded.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Todd, he's definitely like looks at his lieutenant and gives him like a, yeah, son, what? I'm a father now. Deal with it. That's me. That's what I do.
And everyone just goes,
Well,
all right.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with him. And then...
guess we're writing a kid into the show now.
All right, yeah, sure. And they just kind of fade out as Todd points out the window, like he's holding Nathan. He just kind of points out the window, like, oh, there's a star. Look at that nebula.
No, he's like, look, that's where we're going. That star way over there.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because they're going to the Tritium Moons.
Trinidad Moons.
They're going.
Oh, got a little tired at the end, but we made it.
We did it.
Got a little tired from working fucking 60 hours this week. All right, so could you guys make a sequel? I'm gonna tell you right now. I could not. I couldn't figure out a fucking thing for this movie.
The only thing I could come up with was the most quarter of a half-assed idea, which was turn into like a Netflix fucking show where it's just Kurt Russell and these kids like trying to find a new habitable planet for them to live on, and just get going. Like every time it's like, okay, like the settlers are like, all right. All we have to do is just make sure we don't ruin anything with some awkward social interactions, and then, like, Kurt Russell just keeps accidentally murdering people and things like that. Exactly. So it's like The Odd Couple.
Like The Odd Couple? I was just like Star Trek with murder.
That works, too.
That works, too.
Where it's like, Todd!
All right, what do you got, Dylan?
All right, man. Netflix. That's not. See, this was tough. Like, where do you go from here?
Not even a clue.
I mean, obviously, you go to the Tritium Moons, right? Because that's where they're going.
Sure.
So they're going to the Tritium Moons, and they get there, and like they were going to set up a peaceful whatever. Except now it's a military installation, and they land, and they're captured. Most of the soldiers are executed. Todd is tortured for information. The civilians are kidnapped and shipped off to some other prison planet. Todd has to fight his way off.
And then he realizes that he truly loves all the actual people and has to murder his way to the prison planet and rescue. Right? We have to learn humanity so we can abandon humanity by killing everybody.
Yes.
To rescue them people.
From abandoning them.
Yeah.
From rescuing them. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. I didn't have anything. I guess Todd goes across space with his son forever. Teaches him space stuff. Yeah. Sequel is After Earth.
Oh.
There you go. That's the sequel, After Earth.
See, what I'm thinking now is, because you mentioned Mad Max earlier, like, I want to see the movie where, like, they're traveling through space. And we do it like, I don't know if you've seen Aliens and then Aliens 3, right? Aliens, it ends, and it's like, oh, Sigourney Weaver, she finally got a family. Aliens 3, they're like, fuck you, kill them all off, they're dead.
Yeah,
Same
off-screen.
shit, right? Oh, I just wrote a better sequel in my mind. All right, look at this. So, we get Todd, they go into hypersleep for their long travel or whatever. Boom, everybody dies. I don't know, they get clipped by an asteroid or attacked by some...
Space pirates.
Yeah, space pirates. Something happens, and fucking we just rip off Mad Max 3, where he lands on another planet full of, this time it's all children with crazy...
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's like Space Germany or something.
Space Germany. No, we just rewrite Mad Max 3 with the Children's Society. I want to see that.
Oh my god, those fucking kids.
Right.
Their giant hair, they look like troll dolls. You ever watch those movies?
Yeah.
I like Mad Max 3.
Oh, fuck it.
It's all good. All Mad Max is good.
They're all good.
Fury Road is a masterpiece.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, so negative math class. How many words does Todd 3465, the main character, say in this film?
I have to recuse myself from this because I actually am almost positive I know the answer.
Oh, okay.
Because I had seen some behind the...
Now, are these separate words? Like, every time he says
lines.
sir...
Oh, like...
Like, does saying, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir...
Yeah.
Those are separate words?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Alright.
Because I got this from IMDb, so...
Got it. I don't know, like 100?
Oh, yeah? What do you think the number
104?
is? Yeah, exactly, 104.
Oh, okay.
It's something like 10, 11 lines in this whole film he has.
See, I want to know if you take out, like... Okay, sir,
Any
boom.
repeat words.
Yeah. Take out the repeats? What's the word count? It's got to be like 15.
Yeah.
I mean, he says sir after every line, so...
Yeah.
If he has 10 lines, that's 10 less words already, yeah. All right, question number 2. Ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, why the hell is he called Silent Bob anyway? You don't have to answer that, because question 3 is... All right, so what's your answer?
What is...
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely correct. Yeah, I didn't... Like, what questions am I going to ask about this?
Yeah. What happened? Well, he just said, there's no mystery.
Literally, my questions would be...
Where'd the snake come from?
Like, just stop watching. How many seconds of Kurt Russell's motionless face is on camera? So, why would you make this? As we explained in the opening skit, it's because Keanu Reeves and Sylvester Stallone didn't want to be in this film, written by the guy who made the Resident Evil films, 15 years after it was created. 15 years after it was created.
After what was...
Like,
this
was
film.
in production hell.
This movie
15
was written in 1983. 2 years after the Blade Runner. That's another thing. This movie is supposedly a side sequel. It connects to the Blade Runner universe.
Oh, the spinners
because it has
in there.
spinners.
Yeah.
I don't know what spinners look like because I didn't see them at all.
It's
All
like
right.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
It's like the little trawlers. Like the little space trawlers that you see, like...
The garbage things?
Yeah.
Or, that's the spinner? Really? Wasn't it just a giant block?
Like one of the ships, but really the big connection is like they mentioned like the Battle of Tannhauser Gate and the Shoulder of Orion.
Yeah.
And that's the speech at the end.
Yeah, that's the
I've seen
speech at the end.
C-beams.
C-beams off the shoulders of Orion.
All of those wars that he's been in are references to other movie characters. Every single one of them is a reference. Like there's he got like the Solid Snake Award or something like that, and that's a reference to Snake Plissken or something. He was like the Battle of Tannhauser, like you said. There's something like I think he got the McReady Award or something like that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like it's just a lot of shit like that where he was in a battle and that battle has the name of a place
Of
that
a
was in the
different
film.
Kurt Russell movie.
Yeah, or he won an award.
He was
that
in the
has
Battle
name
of Put On the Glasses.
That's
Not
that's
Kurt
Rowdy
Russell.
Piper. That's not. Kurt
It is
Russell.
John Carpenter.
It is John Carpenter.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
that's
Take
nuts.
slack. Okay. Yeah. So, 15-year-old movie made by a guy who wrote Resident Evil before he thought about Resident Evil. I guess I don't know.
I did read online that like they were all set, ready to make this movie. Kurt Russell broke his foot and his ankle, so then Paul W.S. Anderson was like, "All right, I'm gonna go make Event Horizon."
Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also read with that is because of that injury, they had to first shoot scenes with him laying down, then sitting down, and then finally normal.
Yeah. I think all the action stuff were the last things. Oh no, the chain fight were the last things filmed.
The running scene was literally the last
yes,
scene.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I know it was the opening part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when he could actually move to do stuff. The rest of the film, he's a sick guy in bed. It doesn't really matter. They give him a crutch.
Yeah.
You'd think that crutch was originally in the film when they wrote it in.
I don't know.
Ooh,
I
Well,
think
you
they
would
had
think
no
if it
choice.
was a real crutch, they would have made a better crutch for him.
maybe. I also want to point out that there is an under 16 version in Germany and presumably other non-American countries
Under 16.
that removed all of the violence in the film.
I would actually
what?
be interested in that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That could be pretty interesting.
So, wait a minute. The entire end of the movie is violent.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Yeah.
I have to see how they shoot that. Like, how is that whole thing put together?
Oh
The
my
whole
god.
third
What
act?
if it just ends with them kicking him out?
And just like him just crying one single tear and then...
Wow.
The moral of the story is soldiers can never be accepted.
Not in a functioning society.
becomes like a French black and white like art house movie.
Yeah.
It's just a tear rolls down his cheek, a rose falls to the ground and shatters into a million pieces. La fin.
There you go.
Ugh.
Oh, man. All right. So, please join us next time along with Simon Rex, Ashley Tisdale, and Charlie Sheen for the 2013 comedy horror Scary Movie 5.
I've seen them all.
Have you really?
I really have.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
Ugh.
But was five's the one? Have you seen it? Do you
No, I
know?
don't know if I have.
There's one where like Charlie Sheen is the main character, and there's one where Charlie Sheen's in it for 5 minutes.
I think this is the 5 minutes one.
Okay, yeah.
4, I believe, is the one where he's the main character.
That's the one where it's signs, right?
Yeah, and that one was actually
It wasn't too. Yeah.
that one wasn't too bad.
Or was that 3?
No, I think 3 he was the president, right?
Who's the president?
Charlie Sheen. Oh no, that's Leslie Nielsen, right? Is
Yeah,
the
Leslie
president?
Nielsen. That's just the same movie with signs.
Yeah,
Because they're picking out
Signs,
their fingers.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a pretty fucking good gag.
Oh my god.
All right, so yeah, it didn't do well at all. So we're gonna see why it went
Shocker.
wrong.
Wait a minute,
What's up?
you didn't say what next month's theme is.
Oh, why? What do you think next month's theme is?
Come on, you know it's a pretty fucking good theme.
I forgot it.
Oh my
I
god!
literally forgot it.
I don't know it. So.
Oh, that's right. Next month is Marlon Wayans is so bad it's scary month. That's right. I forgot. Yes. Because after this, we're gonna do one of the haunted house movies.
Or we could do that new one, Naked in the Elevator, or whatever it's
Where
called.
it's just him like, I married a crazy lady, and now my life's weird.
No, it's
No,
literally
that's. I know what that one is.
Oh.
yeah, I
I
don't-
refuse to say the title.
there's like a new Netflix movie where he wakes up in the elevator naked. It's like and it's like shenanigans happens, and then it's Groundhog's Day because he gets to the end of the day,
Okay.
and then he wakes up naked in the elevator again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah. Scary Movie 5. We'll do that. Okay, so, some plugs. VictoryProWrestling.com.
Victory Pro Wrestling is still October 28th.
That's a Saturday, you're correct.
I don't have my glasses on. It is a Saturday, October 28th, live at the VFW Hall in Center Ridge, Long Island, New York. You will see some things I don't really know, but it will be a costume contest where fans can win money for their best fan costume.
Family approved costumes only.
I didn't.
Yeah,
it
nobody-
doesn't say that anywhere.
Nobody said that over here.
But I
Bring your giant dildo costumes, folks, down to the VFW Hall.
There's no rule explicitly against it, but the first row is sold out, so, you know.
And it's probably full of children, so.
Wearing their dildo costumes.
I'm saying you can wear a dildo, but you're probably going to get booed at, like, hard by, like, Republican fathers.
I don't know. That's a weird crowd, man. Like,
Oh, it is kind of, yeah, it is a little strange.
like I still don't understand what goes on in that place. Like,
Long Island's just a weird.
they told me I could be a bumblebee, so.
I quit.
With the express purpose of fighting cats. That's why he's dressing as bumblebees. You know, natural enemies, cats and bees.
And obviously, I'm not going to be the only bumblebee.
Oh, yeah.
That would just be ridiculous.
There's a group planned, yeah.
We're of a hive mind, one would say.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're stealing that, but don't be surprised if you see it on TV one day. All right, so again, that's victoryprowrestling.com. For us, Why Would You Make This? If you like to listen to us, you can search Why Would You Make This on iTunes or Google Play. And if you don't like using those, you can go to our website, www.ymt.com, where we have, again, free links to our episodes.
Free
Also,
links. We don't charge you.
We don't charge you.
We don't charge you to click.
Yes, dude, I always thought that was so stupid. People were like, "Oh, go to our website absolutely for free." I'm like, I got this for free. Why? Like, what do you give out? Like every other episode's free? Like, what do you?
Every third Tuesday, you get a free episode.
Yeah.
You got to fill out the paperwork now.
That's the bureaucracy again.
Hey, podcast bureaucracy. One of us will say that word right eventually.
Bureaucracy.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama-see.
That's the America I dream. So yeah, you'll also find a link to our YouTube on our website where we got a bunch of puppet videos and other stuff. Clips from this show about the little weird things that we say.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
Weird.
There's also a list of like...
Of to be done at some point?
Yeah, like for the last 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Can we please... I don't know if you guys have done it. I don't think so. Eyes Wide Shut with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, he's not in that.
He's definitely not in that.
No. End of Days. End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's an entirely different movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, Eyes Wide Shut is definitely the
Yeah.
weird
Tom
sex
Cruise,
movie with
yeah,
Tom
with
Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Sorry.
Yeah.
End of Days.
End of Days.
End of Days is it was on the other day. I'm like, oh, End of Days, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
No, End of Days is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that where he fights the devil? Or
Arnold
he
fights
is
the devil.
or...
Arnold Schwarzenegger
because it's Y2K.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that
Amazing.
pre-Y2K time where the scariest thing was the calendar changing from 1999 to
Yeah.
2000.
It's gonna sink all the planes. It's gonna sink them.
Also, Arnold Schwarzenegger gets crucified.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And tries to pronounce like saints' names. Thomas Aquinas. Thomas Aquinas. I'm sorry. What?
What?
What's
Yeah,
going
who?
on?
Okay, so yeah, all the stuff we just said, do that. What else do I have to say? Oh, I'm Time Commander on Twitter.
At DJ Delta.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and now on Medium, and it's Chronically Enfeebled.
What is
Check it out.
Medium?
Medium is like...
Now I feel old, because there's another thing I don't know about.
No.
So you have Twitter, which up until a couple days ago is just short form, 140 characters.
Yeah.
Unless you're a cool guy and have like a little check next to your name, then you get
Then you get
280.
20, yeah.
But that's shorthand, like short form writing and stuff like that. The guys who own that also own the opposite, which is Medium, which is all long form. Long form
Hold
journalism
on.
pieces.
Why isn't it called long then? How's it going to be called medium if it's long form? I want medium-sized stuff on fucking Medium.
I have no words.
Yeah, didn't think that didn't think that through either.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you hear that, media marketing department? I'm not saying give me money, but please
So in other
give me
words,
money.
fuck you, Medium, but please don't ban me even though it's a free account like Twitter or anything else. Chronically Enfeebled, check it out.
Okay. Yeah, we're on Facebook. Intro music is Falling If Your Love by Kill Paris. I told you a Coolio song was going to take us out.
We can do Gangster's Paradise anytime you want.
Sure, I don't know any of the lyrics, so that's
Me
fine.
neither.
You don't know the lyrics to Gangster's Paradise?
I mean, we've been living most of our lives in Gangster's Paradise, and that's about all I know.
I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. I got a 10 in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster. Something about something.
Living in a gangster's paradise.
I'm about to rouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life by a dryer. What can I say?
Living in an Amish paradise.
I don't know all the lyrics per se.
I know the lyrics. Well, I know of them.
I know of lyrics. It might not be to the song.
I can read.
Yeah.
So
Allegedly.
Yeah, so that was it. We sung it. Good job, us. So for Jake Delta and huge, I'm Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.